Last time we gave the point slope formula for a line. We said that if we have one point, at least one point, we could have more, but we just need one, and we know the slope of the line, then the point slope form of the line is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, where x1 and y1 are the point, and m is the slope of the line. We did a problem where we found the equation of the line that went through the point 3, 5 and had a slope of negative 7, 2. All we did was we followed this formula, y minus y1, so y minus 5 is equal to the slope, which is negative 7 over 2 times x minus 3. Let's do another example. Let's find the equation of the line that goes through this point, negative 2, 7, and has a slope of positive 4. The first thing I always do is I write the point slope form of the line. So the point slope form is y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. Here, the x1 and the y1 go with our point, so we need to put in negative 2 where we see x1 and 7 where we see a y1, and then we need to put 4 where we see the m. So let's do that. So we have y minus 7 is equal to 4 times x minus a negative 2. If we simplify this, we get y minus 7 is 4x plus 2. Now notice that we always have the opposite of the sign in this point here. So I had a negative 2, this became a plus 2, because originally we had x minus this number. And so I had a 7 here, and this is a y minus 7. So this is the point slope form of the line, and we can leave it just like this. Let's do one more example. This time I'm not going to give you the slope. Instead, I'm going to give you 2 points on the line. So let P be the point 1, 1, and Q be the point 3, let's go with negative 7. Find the equation of the line that passes through P and Q. Remember, a line only needs 2 points. That's all you need to graph a line. You just put the 2 points and then you just draw the line through it. Now, to use the point slope form for the line, we have to know a point and the slope. We don't have the slope, but we can find it because we're given 2 points. And if you're given 2 points on a line, you can find the slope. So again, I'm going to write the point slope form down just so we can see it and make sure we know all the pieces we need for finding the equation of the line. So it's y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. So this x1, y1, you just pick one of these points. It doesn't matter which one. We can go with P or you can go with Q. Either point will work and will give you the equation of the line. So I'm going to go with P. So let's just go ahead and plug this in. We're going to have y minus 1 is equal to m x minus 1. Okay? So the next part is to find m. So what is m? Now remember, the slope m is equal to the change in y's over the change in x's. Now here I've already labeled P as x1, y1, but you could let Q be x1, y1. It doesn't matter. You're going to get the same slope. So to find this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take y2, which is going to go with Q. This is going to be x2. This is going to be y2. So negative 7 minus a 1 over x2, which is 3 minus 1. We're going to simplify this. This is negative 7 minus 1, that's negative 8, over 3 minus 1, that's 2. So we get a negative 4. That's the slope. Now the last piece is just to plug in negative 4 in for m, which is right here. So we're going to have y minus 1 is equal to negative 4 x minus 1. And this is the point slope form of the line. Now, of course, you could use a different point right here, and that's perfectly fine. You can plug in 3, negative 7. So another option for you is that you could write this, because we had this point 3, negative 7. If you use q as x1, y1, you'll get y plus 7 is equal to negative 4 x minus 3. So this is another option for the point slope form of the line, and actually these two lines are equal. Although it doesn't look like they're equal, if you solve for y, you're going to get the same thing. Let's do that just to see that these are indeed the same line. If you solve for y, you get y is equal to negative 4x plus 4. I'm sending in this negative 4 to everything, and then I'm going to add 1 to this side, and I get y is equal to negative 4x plus 5, just solving for the y coordinate. I'm going to do the same thing here. I get y is equal to, send in that negative 4, so negative 4x plus 12, subtract 7, because I'm going to move the 7 over to the other side, so I subtract 7, and I get that y is equal to negative 4x, 12 minus 7 is 5. And you can see that these are the same line. They're just written a little differently, but it's the same thing here. So they give you the same line, so it doesn't matter. In fact, you can choose any point on the line and plug it in to this point slope form right here, as long as it's on the line. And if you solve for y, you're still going to get this same equation here, negative 4x plus 5. This brings me to the slope-intercept form of a line. So this is the second type of formula for a line. Let's write it down. This is called the slope-intercept form of a line. And this is the most commonly used form for a line. And how we're going to write it is y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the slope and 0, comma b is the y-intercept. Remember, y-intercept is where we cross the y-axis, and that would mean we set x equal to 0. So you can use this form when you have the slope of a line and the y-intercept. That's when this formula is the best for finding the equation of a line. Of course, you can use it for any point and any slope, and we'll do that as well. But first I'm going to just start off by giving you the slope and the y-intercept of a line. So let's do that. So here's our first problem. So let me rephrase that. Suppose the slope of a line is 3 over 5 and the y-intercept is 0, 1. What is the equation of the line? Okay, so we're just going to use this slope-intercept form, which is y is equal to mx plus b. Again, m is the slope, and b, 0b, is the y-intercept. So here you can see y is, not y, but b is equal to 1 because this is the y-intercept, and the slope is 3 over 5. So we have that y is equal to 3 over 5x plus 1. And we're done. That was really easy. We were able to find the slope-intercept form. Let's do one more. In fact, I'm just going to erase this and I'm going to plug in a different slope and a different y-intercept. So this time, let me give you something like the slope of the line is negative 1 over 12, and the y-intercept is 0, negative 8. What is the equation of the line? Well, again, y is equal to mx plus b. M is going to be the slope, which is negative 1 over 12, and the y-intercept is 0, negative 8, so b is going to be negative 8. So we get that y is equal to negative 1 over 12x minus 8. You can put plus negative 8 or just minus 8. Either one is fine. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to give you a point that's not the y-intercept, and I want to give you a slope and see if we can find the slope-intercept form. Let's scroll down a little bit. So let's find the slope-intercept form of a line passing through, let's go with 2, negative 5, and has a slope of, let's go with 4 over 3. So how can we find the slope-intercept form? Well, there's actually two ways to do this. The easiest way is to actually use point-slope form and then make this look like slope-intercept form. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'll also show you a second way that you can use. So to find the slope-intercept form, we first start with point-slope form. Remember that point-slope form is y minus y1 is mx minus x1. We're going to plug in all the important information in here, and then we're going to solve for y. If you solve for y, you're going to get it in slope-intercept form. So let's do this. Here is the point-slope form. So y minus, well, my point is 2, negative 5, so my y1 is going to be negative 5. So y minus a negative 5 is equal to my slope, which is 4 over 3, times x minus my x-coordinate of the point. So simplify this, we get y plus 5 is 4 over 3, x minus 2. Now my next step is to get this into slope-intercept form. So we want to solve for y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send in this 4/3 to everything. So I get y plus 5 is 4/3 x minus, okay, this is 2 over 1, right? So we get 8 over 3. We multiply the tops and the bottoms. So 4 times 2 is 8. We have this negative here, and 3 times 1. And then we move the 5 to the other side. So we get y is equal to 4/3 x minus 8 over 3 minus 5. And now I want to write this 5 as 5 over 1 because I want to subtract 5 from this fraction, and to subtract fractions we need to have the same denominator. So my first step is to write that 5 as 5 divided by 1. So I'm trying to combine these two, this negative 8/3 and this negative 5 over 1. So they need to have the same denominator. So let's multiply this one the top and the bottom by 3. So we get y is equal to 4/3 x minus 8/3 minus 15/3. Now that we have the same denominator, we just need to add the numerators. We have a -8 and a -15. So we're left with y is equal to 4/3 x minus, I think this is 23. So we just add 8 and 15 and then divide by 3. So this is the slope-intercept form of the line. So something I could ask you, other than just finding the slope-intercept form, I could ask you, what is the y-intercept? And you would say, oh, well, the y-intercept is 0, -23/3, because this is in the form y is equal to mx plus b, where this b, well, you can make this negative a plus minus like that, and so you get the b here, which is right here, 0, b.